Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to dive into the world of Dead Island 2 and explore all the incredible Easter eggs and references hidden throughout the game. Dead Island 2 is a highly anticipated open-world survival game and the sequel to the popular Dead Island franchise. The game is filled with exciting new features and gameplay mechanics, but what really sets it apart are the subtle nods and references to pop culture that are hidden throughout the game. So grab your controller, sit back, and get ready to discover some of the most awesome Easter eggs and references in Dead Island 2. Check out below 10 Easter eggs from Dead Island 2. Warning: campaign spoilers below. 1 Romero Trophy. The Oscars of this universe are mentioned in the opening of the game but return throughout the journey, as the actress Emma Jaunt helps the protagonist in his adventure. The trophy in question, whose statuette is a zombie hand, is a blatant nod to George Romero. The filmmaker, who passed away in 2017, is considered the father of modern zombies, thanks to influential classics such as Night of the Living Dead, 1968, Dawn of the Dead, 1978, and Day of the Dead, 1985. His name can also be found in the Monarch Studios level, which has a street in the lot called Romero Way. 2 Hisaishi and Ennio piano. In several environments throughout Los Angeles, especially in luxurious mansions, it is possible to find a piano from the fictional brand Hisaishi and Ennio. This is an allusion to 2 great film composers. Joe Hisaishi, responsible for the soundtrack of great Studio Ghibli classics, such as Spirited Away, 2001, Castle in the Sky, 1986, among others, and Ennio Morricone, known for the soundtrack of influential films such as the western The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, 1966, and the thriller The Untouchables, 1987. While Hisaishi has never been involved in horror films, Morricone worked with big names in the genre such as Lucio Fulci, A Lizard in a Woman's Skin, Dario Argento, The Cat O' Nine Tails, and John Carpenter, The Thing. 3 Sam B. It's not exactly an Easter egg, but it's something that can go unnoticed, especially for those who play in Portuguese. Sam B., a recurring character throughout the Dead Island franchise, is named according to the undead. This is because the pronunciation of his name, something like Sambi, when spoken in the original language, sounds like zombie. 4 Giallo, the luxury brand. Whether you're walking through the grand mansions of Beverly Hills or exploring a shopping mall downtown, you might come across a jewelry brand called Giallo. This is also the name of the Italian horror subgenre considered the precursor to the slasher genre, featuring stories of maniacs and bizarre crimes. It was particularly popular in Europe during the 1970s and has filmmakers like Dario Argento, Deep Red, Mario Bava, Black Sunday, and Lucio Fulci, The House by the Cemetery, as its greatest representatives. These films are drenched in neon, feature increasingly insane killers, and have vivid and pulsating blood. 5 Hotel Halperin. One of the first locations that the player visits in the game is the Hotel Halperin, in an attempt to make contact with the military and inform them of their immunity. The name of the place is a slightly more obscure reference to the history of zombie movies. The hotel is named after Victor Halperin, who directed what is considered the first zombie film in history, White Zombie, 1932. The film follows a couple trying to escape from a mad sorcerer, played by Bela Lugosi, Dracula. At this time, the figure of the zombie was still associated with Haitian myths, so the undead were nothing more than victims of mind control and hypnosis. 6 Rescue of Soldier Hicks. A mission that awaits you on Santa Monica Beach involves advancing through a military outpost, but first you need to find the soldier who carries the activation code for the gates. His name is Hicks, in a direct reference to Aliens, 1986. Introduced in James Cameron's classic, Corporal Dwayne Hicks is one of the most recognizable characters in the franchise, along with protagonist Ellen Ripley. He is played by Michael Biehn, the Terminator, and is the only military character in the film to survive the horrors of the xenomorphs. However, the Hicks in the game was not as lucky and can be found zombified in a chemical toilet. 7 Hotel Soraling and Argento Sky Lounge. At the Hotel Helperin, the player is summoned by Dr. Reed, who claims to have a base in downtown Los Angeles alongside other survivors. Their base is located in a hotel called Hotel Soraling. The name of the place is an allusion to Rod Serling, the creator, writer, and host of The Twilight Zone, an influential horror and science fiction series originally aired between 1959 and 1964. At the hotel, players can also find a rooftop terrace called Argento Sky Lounge, which is a reference to Dario Argento. The master of Italian horror is known for classics such as Deep Red, 1975, Suspiria, 1977, Opera, 1987, among many others. Keeping with the theme of nods to great personalities, it's worth noting that the avenue where Hotel Soraling is located intersects with a street called W. Craven, in honor of Wes Craven, the director behind A Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream. 8 Dr. Myers e Dr. Bundy. In the final stretch of the game, when the player needs to enter a laboratory to test their own blood in search of a cure, various audio and text reports are scattered throughout the scenario. The files tell the story of 2 doctors who had terrible fates, Dr. Myers and Dr. Bundy. The former is named after Michael Myers, the masked killer from the Halloween franchise. The latter shares the same surname as Ted Bundy, a real-life serial killer who claimed more than 30 victims in the United States during the 1970s. 9. The Aquarium Benches. If you observe the urban scenarios in the game, you will find several ads for the city's aquarium. Without trying to appease anyone's fears, the art shows the teeth of a threatening shark submerged in water. The illustration is the same as the iconic poster of Jaws, 1975, Steven Spielberg's classic that created the modern blockbuster. 10 Timesplitters and Homefront, The Revolution Arcades. When Dead Island 2 was announced in 2014, it was being developed by Jaeger, a German studio known for the excellent Spec Ops: The Line, 2013. This version was cancelled in 2017, and development was passed to a studio called Dambuster. This British developer has had different names in the past. When it was founded in 1999 by ex-members of Rare, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong Country, it was called Free Radical Design and developed a fun saga of shooters known as Timesplitters. The studio eventually went bankrupt after the failure of Haze, 2008, a promising PlayStation 3 exclusive, and while developing an ambitious third game for Star Wars, Battlefront. In 2009, it was bought by Crytek, Crysis, and became Crytek UK to develop Homefront: The Revolution. The project dragged on so long that the studio was bought by Deep Silver, which renamed the studio Dambuster Studios and published the game in 2016. What does all this have to do with Dead Island 2? It's possible to find Timesplitters and Homefront: The Revolution arcade games in the Santa Monica Arcade. Additionally, several scenarios feature mugs with the studio's logo. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.